What defines a bird of prey? Have you ever wondered what really defines a bird of prey? Is it just a common traditional name for birds who enjoy eating other living beings? Or is there something more behind this name? Today we will find out. Hi, this is Wild Facts, and in this video we will discuss why some birds are called birds of prey, and what qualities a bird should have to enter this club. If you like videos about animals and aren't afraid of birds of prey, we advise you to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to start getting all the important notifications about our future updates. And now, let's look at features and special abilities that make your simple next-door bird a bird of prey. Is every carnivorous bird a bird of prey? You may think that any bird that eats other animals should be considered a bird of prey. Well, it's a very logical conclusion. However, I must tell you that not every bird that enjoys hunting other species should be considered a bird of prey. For example, we have crows, gorgeous, beautiful birds that eat fish, insects, and various smaller birds, but we don't consider them a bird of prey somehow. We can't also call it a raptor, another common name for birds of prey. Fun fact, the word raptor came from the Latin word rapere and means to seize or capture, which is very true for these giants. So you can imagine that birds of prey are just larger and more daunting carnivorous birds like eagles, hawks, and condors. And that's why crows do not fit this standard. But it's not that simple either. For example, owls are considered to be raptors, but we have really small birds in the owl family. And Harry Potter's Hedwig did not look that big and scary at all. Now we know that size and hunting on prey are not the reasons you can call some flying creature a bird of prey. So let's look at its distinctive features that do make birds the members of this group. But first, let's see who is in the raptor world. The species of birds of prey. All raptors are part of one big clade called telaraves, and they can differ much from each other, but they have distinctive features that make them all one big, very happy family. I bet family gatherings look weird for this clade. Not all members of telaraves are birds of prey, though the gorgeous woodpeckers are also members of this clade, but they have a different appearance, features, and hunting style than raptors, so they are excluded. Woodpeckers prefer killing our nerves and insects by drumming with their beaks, so even though some may call them fearsome, woodpeckers are not birds of prey. As for actual raptors in telarave's clade, scientists now name more than 500 species from two scientific orders, strigiforms and falconiforms. These orders include eagles, and it's not the famous band, falcons, and it's not the Millennium one from Star Wars, accipitrons, the medium-sized raptors that are known as true hawks, buzzards, not provided to you by BuzzFeed, harriers, the large birds that have a hawk-like appearance, kites, the birds that mostly eat insects but are still considered to be birds of prey, the osprey, the one and only member of its species, also called the seahawk, owls, wise mail carriers, and the only nocturnal species in the raptor club. The secretary bird is another loner on this list, but it got its place here absolutely righteously. I already have a detailed video about this awesome bird on my channel, so if you still haven't enjoyed the life and lies of the secretary bird, please check its video right after watching this one. The link will be in the description. Vultures, the raptors who love to eat carrion more than anything. Surimas are birds from South America that have similar features to the secretary bird and occupy the same niche in their respective region. At first glance, all these birds do not look similar, and definitely you can say that a raven looks much more hawky than an owl. However, as usual, scientists have pretty good reasons to name a bird a raptor. So let's finally take a look at the most specific features that make a creature a bird of prey, according to the modern scientific consensus. The first feature, the beak that isn't weak. All raptors have this very distinctive hooked beak, from a simple barn owl to a California condor. All of these birds have a particular shape of beak. The beak has a very sharp tip and edges designed to rip the flesh easily. Parrots also have similar hooked beaks, but their beaks are far from being as sharp as the raptors' ones. Some raptors use their beak to kill prey by injuring its spine and paralyzing a peer victim. Most falcons show this behavior, and since they are pretty big, I don't recommend you turn your back on a falcon. The second feature, sharp talons of death. It's not your usual bird with small ineffective talons. All raptors are absolute champions in leg strength and talon might. Their legs and talons were created to catch, hold, and rip apart any nice and tasty prey they see. The size and length of talons vary from species to species since, as you know, raptors come in all shapes and forms. These powerful claws are a perfect weapon that helps our friends not only quickly catch prey that is much larger than a given bird, but also tear it apart easily. Also, these claws are a pretty good working tool for a bird. For example, a bald eagle holds its prey in one claw while tearing it apart in the other. I can't imagine a human being doing that with their legs, so point to you, bald eagle. The third feature, the eyes to mesmerize. Or if you would like me to be a little bit more specific, eyesight to mesmerize. All raptors have incredible vision since their eyeballs are relatively big compared to their heads. The birds of prey have an excellent full-color vision and can focus really fast on any object if they need it, thanks to special eye muscles. They also have some kind of a superpower called a fovea, which is basically a super sharp point of vision that gives a bird an excellent advantage in hunting game. Thanks to the fovea, any bird of prey can fastly and easily understand how far the prey is from it, even if the poor animal moves. Owls, in addition, have excellent night binocular vision and can notice the smallest prey in very dark woods. I would love to have this superpower, or at least a personal owl. Also, our dear raptor friends can boast on their not one, not two, but 3 eyelids. This pack of eyelids helps keep a bird's eyes moist and protects them from danger. But that's not all the protective shields birds have for their eyes. Many of them also possess a superciliary ridge, a bony shield above the eye that helps raptors not get injured during fights. The fourth feature, la danse macabre on the plate. All birds of prey are carnivores, and even though some prefer a more fishy diet, some like mammals, and kites, as I mentioned, love insects. However, this feature is very important because this makes a bird the true raptor. It hunts, it catches its prey, and it eats it with pleasure. Also, I would like to point out a very cute fact about the fearsome bird of prey. They are all monogamous birds that create one pair and bond for life. I mentioned this in the diet section because this strategy really helps raptors to survive because they can hunt in a pair, and when one takes care of kids, the spouse can go for a hunt. Some raptors create such great and homey nests that their offspring often come back to see their home. So now you have it. Now you can easily distinguish any bird of prey from other members of the Aves class just by asking it 4 questions. What do you eat? Is your beak sharp? Are your talons sharp and strong? And how far can you see? I do not guarantee that a bird will answer, but if I were you, I wouldn't even dare to try. But who knows? Maybe you know the bird language. Leave your thoughts and suggestions for future videos in the comments section below, and thank you for watching. Do not forget to watch my other videos again, and until the next time, farewell.